What is going on, guys? Cam here, and it's been a sec. I've been posting some marathon vlogs a bit, and I'm back here in the office. Got the camera set up. Journey number 8, I want to say. I just had it pulled up because it's been so long. I got journey number 7 up here, so pretty sure we're talking. Let me just clean the screen up here. All right, clean the screen up. Journey number 8, and I'm not really vibing that title. Maybe I'll change it up, but holy, listen, here's my thing. I love content creation, and the only reason I'm making this video right now is because one of you guys commented on my post, which was my last journey video, saying, praise for the video, praise for my energy, and to keep making videos, keep out there. And like, man, I really appreciate that. I appreciate your time on commenting, on watching all the videos. He mentioned he watched almost all my videos, which is great. And that's really why I want to make these videos, is because at the end of the day, I want to be able to look back and give this experience and give these mistakes and successes to whoever's behind me, whoever's 5 steps, 10 steps, 20 steps behind me once I'm there. And you can learn from so many people, and that's part of the reason I've always been hesitant to post videos. But the one thing I've understood about the information era is the same piece of information can be out there 100 times. 100 people can say it, 10,000 people can say it. But ultimately it comes down to who you resonate learning from, and do you like listening to how they talk about the ideas and their energy, that unspoken energy, the tonality, what they're about. They might talk about it in conjunction with another idea, and someone else might, you know what I mean? So that's the one thing I've realized, and that's what got me over the whole imposter syndrome of talking about information in general, because no one owns any of this information. Like, a lot of it, sure, you're gonna have your tactics and your strategies and da-da-da, but like 99% of the information out there is no one's, and it's come because we live in this big universe, and it's just, there's a finite amount of information out there, and people can use it to their benefit, but you have to capitalize on it, you have to take action. So I've kind of understood that, and I've understood that there's a big component to who's the teacher and who's the one portraying that information. Just like a lot of people love Gary Vee because of his energy, and a lot of people don't because he's all over the place. So I get that, and what I'm trying to get back to is this concept of, I really, really like putting video and content out, mainly video, because that's where I know I'm the best at with my communication. Sure, I like doing written and whatnot, but video and audio is like where I really thrive. And I love doing this, I really do. But I always, as soon as I get in a role of doing them, I then, at one point or another, I have this question with myself. I'm like, Cam, you're putting in, with every video, it's like, okay, 45, sometimes an hour by the time you set up, record, do the whole thing. Then you're editing it, then you're posting it, and then you're worrying about it. And I'm not at the point where we're close, but I'm not at the point where I can personally have someone edit the videos for me yet. And in the business, we don't even have someone doing that, for our own social. So we definitely can't be doing it for personal videos until personal videos prove some kind of ROI for the business. So I always get to a point where I'm like, man, you're spending so much time on this. Like, does it make sense right now to be creating all this content? And in a sense it does, because I want to document the journey, and literally you can't just go back in time once you have spare time and document that. So part of it is like just doing it out of the sheer fact that you can't get back that time, and you can't get back these experiences that you're having. And so that's why I like it. And then the next aspect is like keeping it raw. I actually have a lot of content that I just haven't posted because I don't edit it and then put it on the whole thing. So there's parts of that, but I know I'm gonna put this up on YouTube. I'm gonna take the time because it's been a bit. It's been like at least 2 months since I posted another journey video. I was posting those marathon videos, which I have recorded a few of them, but I haven't put it up. And same thing, it's just like, it's not even about the time. And if any of you guys listen to Sam Ovens, which I highly recommend if you don't, he's so big on singular focus, and a lot of other books and people talk about this, but Sam, for me, was the teacher that really drilled it home. It's not even about if it's 15 minutes to upload it and do the whole thing, but the mind switch, about me having to mentally pick up, look at this, focus on it, get back in the groove of it, and then do the whole thing, pick up, go back into this other thing that I was working on before. And that mental shift is so much resistance, and I'm forgetting what the residue, there's so much friction there to go back and forth mentally. It's just not worth it. And you really, that's why it's so important to have singular focus, or as much as you can. I know when you're starting early on, it's hard to, but work towards that. But outside of, and I'm going on a bit of a tangent here, but it's important. Outside of, work and career, it's so important to just cut out all of the bullshit in your personal life, because you already have enough worrying about in your career, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to build something. You can't be all these other areas in your personal life, because every hook in your personal life adds a little bit of residue, a little bit of friction that makes it harder and harder to switch back and forth between all the things you got to do in your career, all the things you got to do personally. So that's my justification coming back to as a lesson learned for you guys, or a lesson to consider. However, when a lot of stuff has happened, like it has, I feel like it is justified to come on here, make a recording, because after 2-3 months, it weighs enough to say, okay, I'll take the hour, sit down, bang a video out, post it, give you guys some news, let you know what I'm doing, let you know my rationale, because the journey, man, it's supposed to be raw of me building a business, and originally an e-commerce business, and now it's just business, man. Like that really dives into it, right? That dives into it. So last video I talked about, it was us getting sued. That all blew over. We got over that. They dropped it. We did a few tweaks to make things all better. That was all gone. However, in the midst of building this up, for some context, me and my two other partners, we were really good friends prior to this, and we're like, hey, let's start an e-commerce business. I think it'd be sweet. You guys got X and Y skill, I got X skill. It would make sense. Let's do it. In the midst of that, we started building this thing, and then we realized, hey, my two partners, which is Colin, I think I've mentioned their names, I don't know, I'm being weird about it. Colin and Braden, they run an agency called Your Story Agency, and they specialize in high quality video production. And they've done well for themselves. They've built it up over the past four plus years, but neither of them are like actual sales guys like myself that has a background, that loves it, and in the midst of building up Above Club, we had the cognition of like, oh, why don't you take on incoming sales calls? We'll pay you commission, the whole thing. And sweet, yeah, that works. And next thing you know, as we were working on Above Club, this thing seemingly off to the side, not really caring much about it. Obviously they were doing projects, but between the three of us, it was off to the side. We're getting a couple leads here and there, and they're closing, and we're getting deals flowing in, and all of a sudden we're making way more money, way more revenue with us doing virtually nothing at this point. And we're working all of this time over here on Above Club. Mind you, it's a startup, we get that. But we realize, we're like, why are we pushing so hard to right now it's not about the legacy play. And this is the key. So why are we putting all of this money and all of this effort and all of this time into building something from scratch, when all of a sudden this thing that was seemingly a little side bubble between the three of us just blew up in revenue, blew up in success in a matter of months, where we've been working on this for 8, 9, 10 months. We're like, fuck. Our skill sets are way better suited for each other in the agency than it is here. This is already moving. You've already built the base. Why not double down on this? So we made the executive decision to stop cold turkey above club. And this comes as a few lessons. I can link it back to so many things I've done as my journey as an entrepreneur. But the one thing I'll say is this. We have an ego. And as humans and then entrepreneurs, it tends to get in the way with decisions. In one key fallacy called the sunken cost fallacy is a really big one as an entrepreneur, especially when you're starting something up that in the back of your mind, you know isn't the best play for you after all, but you still put time into it because the sunken cost fallacy says the more time and energy we've put in, the harder it is to say no to it and stop putting time and effort into it. And the longer you've been putting money in deeper the pockets and the whole thing, the harder it becomes, right? So the lesson here is you have to constantly, and I've talked about this in other videos, it's called the, it's gonna slip my mind. It was a general that was in the concentration camp, the Stockdale Paradox, that's what it was, from Good to Great. The Stockdale Paradox says you have to be relentlessly focused on the end goal, but be ruthlessly objective to what's in front of you. And for us, we just put all this time, all this energy, all this money into this thing. And to be objective would be to say, can this isn't the right time. This is a legacy play for us. And we understood that. That's the North Star. That's be faithful to the vision, which is to create impact for the leaders of tomorrow, right? And allow them to become their best selves to go on and impact others. That's the long-term play, right? In doing that through technology, education, products, services, whatever that might, however that comes to manifest. So this was the legacy play. So we know long-term that's what we want to get to. Right now, we need to be ruthlessly objective to say, listen, that might not be how you're going to get there. As much as you see it and you feel it and you're starting to get there, it might not actually be how you're going to get there. However, this thing all of a sudden just lit up in flames as soon as we touched it between the three of us. That might be the path for you to start taking those next steps. And that might be a hard one. But if you're truthful with yourself as an entrepreneur, you drop the ego, you look past and are aware of the sunken cost fallacy because we've obviously invested money in it. You can see what the clear pathway is for us as entrepreneurs. However, you as the entrepreneur, you have to ask yourself, where am I holding on to things in my personal life? And a lot of the time, if it's in your personal life, I can guarantee you it's showing up in your business life. But where is it that you're holding on to it? Because those are key things you need to learn and be aware of more so, because then you can spot it. If you're not aware, you can't spot it, right? You can't measure what you don't track, right? Peter Drucker. I might have screwed that up. You can't measure what you don't track. Something like that. But anyways, so with that being said, that's probably been the biggest thing that's happened as of late, as of the past couple months since my last video. And it's a very big change in that. And, you know, part of that comes into play of like continuing to bring, you know, these videos along because it's the journey, man. And that's why I said, like, when I first said it, I said I'm out on a journey to build an e-commerce brand. I was so naive because I'm not looking to build an e-commerce brand. I'm not looking to build any kind of brand, really, as much as it probably will be a brand in a business of some sort. I'm almost certain of that. But to say an e-commerce brand or to say a product, a CPG or a food business or whatever it is, very naive of me after looking to where we've gotten so far to say that's the vehicle that's going to get us to the long-term goal, which is to be able to lead leaders of tomorrow and to be able to allow them and put things in front of them that they can use to become their highest self very easily and effortlessly with through products and services and education, right? So we thought it was going to be this. We thought that was the path that it was going to take us on, but it wasn't. You got to understand that you're not smart enough. The universe will guide you in unexpected ways, but you have to be open to change and willingness to learn, to adapt, right? That's a teachability index from Kevin Trudeau. Your wish is your command, okay? So that's where we're at right now. And I'm really excited because the other key thing that my mentor taught me is you need to be feeling good. And when we got to the point at the same time that your story was moving, okay? You have to feel good about what you're doing. When you think about it, you have to say, I feel good. When you're doing it, I feel good. Even when you're doing something you don't like, you know you can feel good because of what you're doing it for, right? And at the time that Above Club was getting to that point, this was taken off. And we started to feel really good about this and not that good about this. So we're like, you know what? Let's can it, right? And so that's the other important thing is having that internal guidance system to kind of watch back and forth. But all that to be said, you know, this is a really exciting time because we all feel extremely good about where we're headed, moving into full-time with the agency, and what's to come, right? Hopefully, I'm going to be talking more about what's going on inside the business because we're doing a lot of exciting things. Some of the things that we are doing is expanding services. Right now, we're just video. And since I've come on board with my skill set, we're now going to be expanding into a full funnel agency where we do lead generation, we do lead nurturing, and then we also provide high quality video, right? So that's a very small glimpse into how things are going to be expanding, and we're going to be taking a very unique approach, a very elite approach, I believe, to the agency side now that we're all going to be doubling down our focus. However, that being said, before I really wrap this video up, I want to put it out to you, the viewer, to saying like, hey, at Above Club, we made an initial order, and lucky for you, we haven't actually sold out of all of our units yet. And one of the things that we need to do before closing the business is sell our additional units. So we got a couple left. For those that you don't know, Above Club, we started out with a single product, which was red light therapy devices. If you're an entrepreneur, you need a red light therapy device. Why do you need it? Because it increases your cognitive function naturally, okay? It helps you heal. If you're not working out, you better be working out. And then once you start working out, or if you are working out, you know recovery is just as important as actually being in the gym, running, whatever you do, okay? This helps immensely. I cannot tell you how quickly I can recover with this when I use this before and after my workouts. So if you're any kind of, if you prioritize your physical body at all, red light's gonna be for you. Natural, no supplements, no need to re-up on subscriptions. Cognitive functions, which I already mentioned. Sleep, it's really good for your sleep. Skin, it's amazing for your skin, whether you're older, younger, whatever. I don't need to go on anymore. Go on to aboveclub.co, look at all the benefits. But that being said, we're doing 40% off the remaining units, okay? Units start at, what is it? Units start at $379. Hold on. John Doers. Adam? Okay. Adam's gone for the day. Do what you can do and I'll give you a call back. Okay. Alrighty? Yeah. Thanks, Valerie. All right, quick call, mid video, it's all good. We're wrapping up. Anyways, 40% off. I don't know if it's still active on the site right now or not, but listen, 40% off if you're looking for a unit to optimize your life. Hit me up, Instagram, here, our website, whatever, 40% off for you. And listen, you know, there's gonna be some exciting stuff coming in. I'm loving life. Life is amazing. And as much as all this nonsense is going on, it really is all nonsense. And if you don't pay attention to it, you know, it won't affect you. So lots to come. Thanks again for, I think his name was Brandon, for motivating me to make this video with a comment. I love that. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you got going on. Much more to come with your story, the journey, myself, all good things. Stay moving, stay learning, stay well. Till next time, guys.